Hello, welcome to Miss Hodgson's online kitchen class. Today I'm making some banana bread. The first thing I'm going to do is tell you about how amazingly good banana bread is for you in comparison to a normal cake. And also bananas are a superfood. I love bananas. I eat one every morning. And they're high in fibre, they're fat-free and they're cholesterol-free. There's only 105 calories in a banana, and also you're getting a little bit of carbs as well, so 27 grams of carbs. And banana breads are quite a good dessert to have in comparison to a normal cake because it's a lot lower in sugar, so you have 50% less sugar. The recipe I'm using is vegan, so no animals are harmed during the process of making it, and also dairy free, so really good for food intolerances as well. So it's a really, really good recipe. Ingredients are 225 grams of plain flour, or you could use 225 grams of self-raising flour if you don't have any baking powder. 100 grams of soft brown sugar, or alternatively you could use caster sugar. 3 ripe bananas, and as you can see these are very ripe. I was saving these from last week and they had banana bread written all over them. As you can see, they're very brown and spotty, which makes them a lot sweeter and a lot better for banana bread. 75 millilitres of vegetable or sunflower oil, 2 heaped teaspoons of baking powder, 3 teaspoons of cinnamon or mixed spice, or you can combine them, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 50 grams of nuts or raisins, that is completely optional though. Equipment: a large bowl, a loaf tin that's greased with oil, 1 fork and a really large jug, or alternatively you could use another bowl. Oven on 200 degrees. First thing to do is get your bananas and then put them in your jug or your bowl, and then using the fork mash them up. Once the bananas are mashed, then you need to add the sugar and the oil and mix them all round together. So in goes my sugar, in goes my oil, and you need to act quickly with bananas because they go brown due to enzyme browning. So that's the oxygen reacting with the enzyme in the banana and then turning them brown. So just give that a good mix together. It smells really nice, it smells sweet and banana-y, which is lovely. And once you've done that, then you can weigh out your flour. I've already weighed mine out, I've sieved mine, but you don't actually necessarily have to sieve your flour with this recipe, so it's completely up to you, but I've sieved mine. And then the next thing you need to do is add the baking powder. So 2 heaped teaspoons, you need quite a lot, because if you remember you're using plain flour, but if you use self-raising flour, do not add any baking powder, okay? Otherwise there'll be too much raising agent in there and it will taste disgusting, and it possibly won't it will rise up too much and then it will sink down, which is bad. And then you can add your spices. So I think I'm going to go for 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I absolutely love cinnamon, it's one of my favourite flavourings. And then a teaspoon of mixed spice. Ooh, added a bit too much, but that's fine. Always tastes good. And then I'm going to add the nuts to this. So you've got your dry ingredients in the big bowl, and then you've got your wet ingredients in the other, if you've got a bowl or a jug. And then you need to add your wet ingredients to your dry ingredients, like so. And then it all needs mixing together. So you can either use a wooden spoon if you wanted to, but I'm going to use my electric mixer. It's thoroughly mixed together now, so if you have a look there, it all should be combined. There shouldn't be any spare flour at the bottom, and I'm just using a spatula just so I can scrape all the bits out, and then I'm going to put it in my pre-prepared loaf tin, which I've just lightly greased with oil, but you could use margarine if you wanted to. And then put my mixture in the loaf tin. So this takes a little bit longer than normal cakes to cook because a loaf tin is very narrow and also very deep, so it takes a bit longer. So when it's in the oven, what I would advise is after 20 minutes, if you feel as though it's going quite dark on the top, then just turn it down to about 170. Otherwise, what you'll find is it will just go really, really dark and really hard on top, and then it won't cook properly in the middle. So there we go, and I'm just going to even that out. And then I'm going to put it in the oven, and I'm going to put the timer on for 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, check on it, and then you can adjust the temperature accordingly. So in it goes. The banana bread has come out of the oven and it's a success. So it took exactly 40 minutes in the oven, and I did turn it down to 180 about 10 minutes in because I didn't want it to get too dark. And I think it's turned out perfectly. I hope you enjoy your banana bread. Thank you for watching Miss Hodgson's online kitchen class.